Hey everyone, welcome back. Nolan Jax here. So today I'm going to be talking about all the guys that come to Thailand and end up dating bar girls. I'm sure you've heard horror stories. There are so many videos out there on YouTube about guys who come to Thailand, meet a girl in a bar, and then lose everything. Now, there are positive stories as well, so I want to preface with the fact that it's not all negative, that there are some bad apples, like in any industry or any place in the world, but it can happen. But really, why do so many guys come here and want to just exclusively date bar girls? Now, this is my second bar. I've owned one bar before, and so now I'm on to my second. And so I've seen it firsthand. I've seen guys come to the bars over and over again every day to see the same girl in the hopes that they're going to form a relationship. So I kind of have some upfront, close and personal experience with this. Anyways, let's get into it. So number one, why do guys come to Thailand and date bar girls? And you know, if you come to Thailand in general and you're a man, you're probably going to end up in a lady bar. That's a big attraction, a big reason why people come to Thailand. And there's something that you can't really experience in many other places. They're completely foreign, especially to somebody from the West. There's something completely foreign to how we have bars in the West. Hundreds of women, beautiful women, who want to spend time with you, who want to see you, want to sit with you, and want to have a drink with you. Now you can sit with a beautiful woman and don't have to fear being rejected. And now this is something that obviously is very alluring. This is an environment that is designed for men to fall for these girls. Now, again, I will preface this with the fact that these girls are providing a service. This is their job. This is how they provide for their families. This is how they support themselves. So they're going to do the best they can to get money. Either way, the guys go to these bars, maybe not with the expectation of meeting a girl, but with the ease of access, ease of ability to talk to these beautiful women. They end up meeting somebody and falling for them and want to spend more time with them. And that's what leads to these relationships with bar girls. Now, this is compounded by the fact that in Thailand, there is somewhat of a stigma around dating foreigners. You know, similar to how there is horror stories about Thai women taking advantage of foreigners, but there is also something similar into how some Thai women have been treated by foreign men in the past. There is this idea that a guy will come and say to a woman that he's spending a large amount of time here, maybe he wants to retire here, is what he's going to tell her, when in actuality, he's only here for vacation. And so she is his holiday girlfriend, only for him to just leave her in the lurch whenever he goes home. And so this is something that some people have done in the past, and so has given us foreigners a bad name. And so by no means is it impossible to date somebody who doesn't work in the bar, but in a lot of instances, Thai women can be very, very hesitant in dating foreigners because of this fact. So there is something to the fact that a lot of guys see it as just an easier option, something that you don't have to deal with that kind of prejudice, I guess you could say, in order to trying to meet somebody. If you come to Thailand with the idea of meeting somebody and settling down, then it is a lot easier. It's just a lot easier to meet somebody in a bar, to go to a bar, meet a girl, and then start a relationship. Yes, it has its own troubles and issues, but it is something that just seems a lot more attainable for a lot of guys who come to Thailand. But that really leads me to the next topic, and that is the downsides of dating a bar girl. There are a lot of downsides to dating a bar girl. In the South, in Pattaya, Bangkok, Phuket, these girls, when they work for the bars, they actually sign a contract that they have to work for them for a certain amount of time, or they have to legally pay them to leave the bar. And so if you're going to want to date one of these women, you're going to have to buy out their contract. And it can be a decent chunk of change, depending on the girl, depending on the term left on their contract. Now, that doesn't happen up in Chiang Mai, at least to my knowledge. I've never met a girl who has a contract at one of these bars. A lot of the girls up here actually freelance at these bars, maybe get 100, 200 baht a day salary when they show up, but majority of the money they make is from drinks. And so they don't really have a contract as much up here as they do down in the other cities. a lot of these guys, the goal is to get the girl out of the bar. You know, the girl staying in the bar is just going to be a recipe for disaster. And so the number one goal for a lot of these guys is to get that girl out of that bar. That is a big thing in dating one of these girls, at least if you're not okay with her working in the bar. And I completely understand that. You know, running these bars, owning these bars down in even just in Chiang Mai, I couldn't imagine dating a girl who was working in one of my bars and having to watch her work with the customers every day. Yes, it is a lot more tame up here in Chiang Mai, but still, that is something that personally I would not be okay with, and I know a lot of guys feel the same, but so that's why they want to get them out of the bar. But at the same time, if you do that, you know, a large percentage of these girls don't work in the bars just to support themselves. They may have kids back home, or they may have family that is depending on them to send them monthly income, to send whatever they can back home. And so if you do get one of these girls out of the bar, if you do pay for her to leave the bar or just get her out of the bar and bring her to live with you, let's say, she's probably going to ask for a monthly salary just to not work. Now, not in all cases, 100% not in all cases. It really depends on the girls. But, you know, a lot of them do have expenses. And this is only impacted more by the fact that some of these girls cannot work in any other industry than the bars. So a lot of girls up here in Chiang Mai, or at least a lot of the ones that I know, don't have IDs. And if you don't have an ID card, you can't work at 7-Eleven, you can't drive Grab, or this is a Thai's Uber, you can't work at a normal shop, as one of the main things they'll ask for is your Thai ID. So a lot of them only have the opportunity to either work at a restaurant or at one of these bars, because they're the ones that will allow them to work under the table. And so they don't have the opportunity to go and do something else. And now they've been taken out of the bar, great, but they still have bills, they still have potentially family to support, and so you might be left with that check. You might be left with the responsibility of paying them to date them, which is a hard pill to swallow, and certainly one that I would be hesitant to do, because it is something that kind of puts a damper on the start of a relationship. Now, if you're living abroad or traveling abroad for an extended duration of time, I really believe that having some, you know, variety of what you do, not just always going to the bar, is going to be really important in order ensuring a good quality of life. If you're interested in Muay Thai, interested in fighting, training, or just Muay Thai apparel in general, then please do check out the Loi Kra Muay Thai shop. It's right beside the Muay Thai boxing stadium here on Loi Kra Road. And they have everything you need to set you up for Muay Thai. From pads, to shirts, to gear, to gloves, everything you need at a really great price. So please check them out. Now, if you are still looking to date a bar girl that you've met here in Thailand, or you're in the process of maybe you've met somebody already and you're wanting to try to take it to the next level, you know, these are some big red flags that you have to watch out for. Again, these girls are still, at this point, potentially working in the bar still. And so, obviously, there's going to have to be a level of trust that you have with them. But at the same time, you need to know that you are not just a sponsor to them. Because a sponsor is something that's very common here. And if you don't know, a sponsor is simply somebody who is sending these girls monthly income, monthly pay, whatever you want to call it, in the idea that they're together. And so they could potentially be getting money monthly from multiple different men just to talk to them, just to simply message them. Maybe those guys are back home, maybe they're working, whatever they're doing, and they're still sending them money. And so you obviously do not want to be another one of these guys. And so the number one thing I would say is making sure that she makes time for you. Yes, she may be still working in the bar, and you know, these bars are often open till 4, 5, 6 a.m. And so 100% they sleep a lot of the time during the day. But if she's not replying to your messages, at least that day or by 5 p.m., which is usually when a lot of the girls wake up, there's something really wrong there. And that's a big red flag for moving forward if you do want to move forward in a relationship with this woman. The next would be that she's not willing to see you outside of the bar. You know, a big thing that these girls will say is that they've got your number, they've got you to come into the bar and buy them drinks, and now you want to see them outside the bar. You want to go for dinner, you want to go for lunch, whatever you want to do with them during the day outside of the bar. They will say that they simply can't and that to come to the bar. So if they're not willing to make time with you, to come see you outside of the bar, then how important are you really? If they're not willing to simply go for dinner that you'll probably pay for, they can't be that serious about having a relationship with you. And then number 3 is going to be, if you do get them to go to dinner with you, go to drinks, go to lunch, whatever, that when you do, they show up with 2, 3, 4, 5 of their girlfriends. A thing that can happen here is that when you do go for drinks with a girl or go for dinner with a girl, she will invite her friends out, and then if you agree, you'll go out in the town, maybe you'll go to clubbing, maybe you'll go to some other bars, and then you'll be left with the tab. You'll be expected to pay for all of her friends to drink or eat or whatever. And obviously that's a big red flag, as she's not even willing to respect your money or your time in wanting to spend time with you outside of the bar without giving her friends a bunch of money as well. So these are some big red flags that you got to look out for. There are a ton more. And if you do make the step from just talking to a girl to fully dating a Thai woman here in Thailand, then by all means there's going to be a lot more red flags that you have to look out for, and I can go into that in a further video later on. But these are more that you're just meeting a girl in a bar and you want to take it to that next level. Now, I hope that was informative. I hope that helped you get some clarity on why guys want to date Thai women, or Thai bar girls, I should say, in general, and then some things to watch out for and some of the potential downsides of dating a bar girl here in Thailand. So if you have any comments, if something like this has happened to you in the past, please leave it in the comments below. Cheers.